Yes.
Cool. All right, so let's get started. My idea about quick data entry, just before, so before I get started, Allison, let's put version 75, and then I'm going to schedule a session. I'm still talking about GVL, I'm sorry. So I'm going to schedule a session on remote session with you. So I want to see if those errors happening on version 75. I'm going to bring up one of the developers from the team to take a look with us. So then we go to the bottom of that. Just want to use this opportunity to fix it all.
Sure.
Okay. Back now to the XC quick data entry. So we now have, would you like, I think we should start showing the latest, right? On the, so Rachel, if you could make Sanju the presenter, so Sanju can show us some of the last changes we made to the art summary card.
Yes.
Yep, we can see your screen, Sanju. Let me see here.
That looks so good, you guys.
Let me see if I can send one picture to Sanju on Viber, Sanju, so you can put on your screen real quick for me, just so I can explain a little bit of this. I'm gonna send it to you, Sanju, real quick. Yeah, if you just show this picture to us real quick. It's on Viber.
Okay, just a minute.
That one. So basically, our XCs, we are structuring the XCs on the tree based on this. Of course, that before this, I'm just going from the moment after we have injections here, just showing. Of course, we have everything that we discussed prior has been taken care of. You know, all sites discarded, you know, that all that good stuff. But once injected, we are going to have pending. So it was injected, but it was just injected and nothing happens. So not cleaving, which means discarded. Those that are cleaving, they might be still in process, or the cleaving went up to a certain point and then it was discarded. In other words, it cleaved. It just didn't go, it didn't make an embryo.
Yeah.
So if I got it right from your, then those that became an embryo, it's in a stage of an embryo, but still pending evaluation. Embryos that were discarded because disformed or looking bad shape. Those that look good and have been shipped out. And of course, we're going to show where it was shipped to. Those that have been transferred, it's in a recipient mirror. So it's in the ET log. And those that have been put into tanks, vitrified embryos. So this is the structure.
I think that looks fantastic. And I have one little question. If we freeze it and then transfer it later, that owner's name will be replaced by the recipient, correct? Even if it's a year or two down the road?
Correct.
Yes,
but
you can
if
see
you
here,
close, there's a checkbox there,
yes,
which shows that it has.
And it was initially vitrified, but when it is transferred to a recipient, it is showing the name of the recipient mayor here, and we are showing a checkbox that will indicate that it is initially vitrified.
Gotcha. Love it.
But if it is in a recipient mirror, you know, and not vitrified, the checkbox is It's
Yeah.
empty.
No, it will not show. Like
Yeah,
in
It
above
will
case.
not show. Correct. So that's why you see there on the XC status column now, you see pending, not cleaved, not cleaving, and cleaving, you have two, one in process and one discarded. Embryos, you have 5, one pending, one discarded, 2 transferred, 1 shipped, and I'm missing 1 vitrified here. Do you
Yeah, it
have
was
any-
initially vitrified. Let me show you. Vitrified is
down the road, we should have one that is vitrified. One
Oh, there's
vitrified.
one.
So, and it starts back there from the, of course, from the donor. If you look at the tree, if you go up again, Sanju, please. So you see, to those who are, you know, so you have the donor and then the contract ID, who the owner is, number of oocytes retrieved, and then where the oocytes. So the oocytes here in the oocytes column, in this example is not a good one because 16 equals 16, but you might have oocytes that have been discarded.
I forgot that case. So.
Mm-hmm.
So then you're going to see the list of oocytes discarded.
Okay, my only comment, this is really terrible so far, but I don't think their cleave-ing is the right ing. I think it's cleaved with like kind of like foaling, and that she was foaling for 132 days. If she's still foaling, she needs help. Do you remember all of that? I think it's
Yes.
just the wrong.
That was my
Right?
fault. I think he originally said cleaved.
Okay, so instead of cleaving,
I'll take the
use
blame for that.
Clean.
cleaved.
I think it should be past tense. I think it should
Okay.
be
Okay.
Okay, okay.
Rachel, do
No,
you agree
no.
with me on that part?
Yes, and it was my fault because I think Eduardo originally said cleaved, and I said no, I think it's cleaving, and we went back and forth for a little bit. So yes, now I agree, it's cleaved.
All right.
I mean,
That's a
I think
minor
that's
change.
good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to be not cleaved and cleaved.
Cleaved.
Okay,
Mhm.
Sanju?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So
Good.
that's in version 75, and it's available right away for you guys to use it.
Yes.
So,
Today?
well, we are testing. It's available. Let us test today, and
Right.
tomorrow you can talk to Shahid, put a support ticket, and he.
You can see the detail of the transfer right here. If you click over here, you will see the
All the
details.
label links, all the ones that look like a label link, if you click it, shows
Details.
detail what it is.
Okay.
Of course, if
Awesome.
it is a recipient mirror or an owner, then it's going to open that recipient mirror on the first level, a new tab.
Yes.
Or if it is, or both is going to open those files, either patient.
Okay. Can you click on the embryo 5 label link?
Here it will not.
It's going to
Okay,
say,
so-
pick one of the,
Click on
it's
the
going to
next down.
pick
Okay.
one of, yeah.
So let me ask about this. When we're doing, okay, so let's say we've entered a bunch of stuff with quick data. Can we have the label link then go to the art actual thing to make updates? If we were
That's
gonna,
what's going to happen. The next step now is quick data entry. So for us to do a full quick data entry, and after the quick data entry, the third phase is going to be right clicks here, just like we do in the Siemens order,
okay,
so you update. But the quick data entry is going to let you go either very incipient or very deep in the process.
right,
But once you make the quick data entry, you will not see the form for quick data entry again. From that point on, you're going to do updates through right clicks.
okay, all right,
Suppose that you had made these entries here with quick data entry. On the pending one, you could right click
sorry.
and, update accordingly. Of course, the options in the menu when you right click are going to be related to the situation you are at in a particular moment.
Okay,
Make sense?
absolutely. And while us, we would probably utilize quick data entry more. I just want to make it available so that, you know, let's say it's Equimbrium or something, and they get all the way to a certain point, and then they want to start using the complex version of it, that be available and readily accessible.
In the quick data entry, I'm going to collect very little information and pretty much auto enter
Yeah.
most of that craziness. It's going to be a very straightforward process. So you can just, because I'm envision 3 moments here. One that you are going very thoroughly and you're just setting up aspiration date and you just put the mare for aspiration and you go from there.
Mhm.
Number 2, where you receive the follicles and you're doing injections and you go from there. Or number 3, now I just received everything and I want to do all at once. So aspiration, how many follicles, you know, how many this and that,
Yeah.
save. And then of course, you're going to have a bunch of embryos, you know, pending there. So you
Like-
can vitrify.
Got a note that somebody called and said they need embryos for tomorrow and that 5 cleaved. Like, that's all the information I have. I mean, I have a mare name, but I need to be able to do something with
Mhm.
that, right? So quick data entry all the way to the cleaved part, and then we can use the rest of the system to
Yeah,
keep
so
going
until
with.
you get to the point that you have 3 embryos in the system, so you don't have to go
Yeah.
through all those hoops.
Yeah.
You know, and then I have 3 embryos in the system. So you can put one in the vitrification, you can transfer 2, or you can ship, but the way is going to be to, you know, just throw a bunch of embryos there. If you want to be thorough,
Love
you know, you just do the first part. Sanju, if you could right click for me on the top and go to, leave this as it is, on the top bar, right click main menu, and let's go to the reproduction style and management and frozen semen inventory in a new tab, and click for me on the quick data entry there. Now, Allison, this is how I envision my vision. So this is the frozen semen quick
That's
data.
exactly what I was thinking. You only
So-
have a few things you have to enter and a lot of things that are
Right.
optional,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you the chance for you to do whatever you want here, but I would put in the tabs, you know, the different stages.
Mhm.
Okay. So the first tab would be contract.
Mhm.
Second tab would be
Aspiration.
aspiration. Third
Mhm.
tab, all sites. Fourth tab, ICSIs. And then that would be the last one because we would have that separation in that image I showed you, pretty much the last one. So what is in red is going to be the required field. Up to that point, the required fields are going to be, you know,
Mare, stallion.
air stallion
Their owners.
facilities.
Yeah.
Okay, and then if you go straight to the last one, you're going to have to put the quantities.
Yeah.
But if you don't, the dates are going to show, and probably the date when you received everything, so we can do. Hey, Megan,
Hi.
good to see you. So that's probably what we're going to do at that point. But we're going to have. Do you like this approach?
That is what I envisioned the entire time thinking about it, just in my mind before I talked to you.
Okay. Okay. So then we make the entry. That was going to be a button in that screen. It's going to reflect immediately. And from there, you can right click and do your updates.
I love it.
Like the, you know, semen order that we have for the summary card.
Okay.
If we have your blessings, anybody else? Lacey, Deshane, if you guys want to say something. Do you have any
Looks good.
short
I'm
questions?
just trying to get a feel for it so we can start using it. So looks good. Looks simple enough.
Yep. We're trying to make, you know, the thing very straightforward so you can just, you know, plug some numbers and start using it. And for
Will you
those,
go back to the summary part for just 1 second, Sanju?
yeah, yes. On the first level tab, yes.
Ooh.
And then those are going to be recips or whoever it gets transferred into. But this one was froze. This one was froze and transfer.
Started
So
transfer.
we can pull out separates for Vixies versus Vixies.
That's,
Y'all are the bomb.
that's cool, Eduardo. And Sanju and Rachel.
Glad that you guys like it. Yeah, and we have the view, the row view, but the row
Mhm.
view, it's only for the successful ones. Okay. And as you can see, the tree view does not have filters because it's
Right.
complex, but the
Right.
row view does have filters in the columns.
Would you kill me if I asked if on the tree view we could have the current status of the recipient?
No, that's not hard. Sanju, do
I
you
mean-
agree?
It'd be nice to know if
No.
she was pregnant or not from right there.
True.
No problem. I think.
That's
no
not hard.
problem. We can do. I think
That's
it's
not
fine.
hard.
You could throw in a due date if you wanted. That would be bad.
How many days
Want
she was
us
in
to
full?
filter for you too?
Hey, whatever. It's up to y'all. I don't want to be crazy.
No, it's possible. It's possible. It's not hard. So,
Because I
let's-
see this,
let's add-
you know,
add
you
the
think about
status of
Megan sitting in the
dates.
stocks and looking, she's going to need to know what happened instead of having to click on the recipient, see if she's pregnant. She might just know. I mean, this really is an all-encompassing summary of
So-
that, you know, round.
Yeah, no, we have the other columns there. The next two columns on the ET log, which is
Yeah.
current status, and the next column is,
Status.
you know, if it is
Due date.
full or not, if it is failure or not, you know, that.
Yeah.
That we can
Yeah.
put that here.
So
Love it.
should I add two columns here, one for status and one for due date?
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay.
Only
Would it
for
be-
recipient mayors. Only mayors transferred. So you put the
Mhm.
status, just like it's present in the ET log.
Would it be, this is just from a comment I got from the ET log the other day from someone, but would it be helpful for this to have the amount of days that she's pregnant?
That would be
Sure.
helpful because we bill for recipients on a certain day, like 30 days or older. So
Okay.
that would be helpful for us, for our clinic.
That's something we're going to have to add. Send you what they're saying, something that we do not have on the ET log yet. So they would like to
What?
know if the mayor is in full, if the status is in full. Next column should be two information, not only the due date, but also how many days in the pregnancy. The gestation, just like when we go to the preg check, it counts how many
Here in the
days.
summary card. Here in the summary card.
We're going to have to we would like to have that information here in the summary card, but we would like to have that information also in the
In ET log.
log. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's super helpful to have the gestation ET log. Super helpful,
Yes.
if that would be there.
Yeah, consider it as done.
Okay.
Yeah, consider it as done.
Very nice. Especially how far along is she? When is she 60 days?
Awesome.
All right.
Okay,
Anything else?
so excited, can't even see straight. It's the little things. We've been putting this in for 2 years. I'm so happy it's going to finally be able to come out.
Yep.
I'm glad to hear. So let's work on this. We should have the quick data entry, something for showing you guys maybe sometime next week. You know, Tuesday or
Awesome.
Wednesday next week. And by the end of next week, more or less, just to give you an idea about timeline I have in my mind here moving forward, we should start probably with some updates with the right clicks by the end of next week. And if all goes well, a following week, we should have a version for you, beta version for you guys to start testing.
Okay, I'm going to
Okay.
cross my fingers that Shahid will let me update tomorrow.
Yes. Schedule with him today already and put a time for tomorrow, because he's starting, during birding season, he starts at 6:30 a.m. He goes up to 3 p.m. So if
Okay,
you
for us.
touch base with him, tomorrow morning and talk to your girls to check with him before they start, I think you have a pretty good chance to align the planets and stars and make it happen.
Anything else super crazy that we shouldn't do before donors first thing in the morning, or?
No.
Okay, no
there's-
crazy procedure
No,
stuff on there or
no,
anything.
there's not. But if you do early in the morning and something happens, all my team is up and running until noon. So I
Okay,
have
that's
the
good
chance.
time then.
I prefer to do
I'll call
updates
it-
early in the morning than afternoon.
Okay, perfect.
Because if
Well,
there's
good.
any emergency, I have how to respond. Or I prefer to do after 6 or 7 because it's with them.
We're done working. Okay. Perfect.
Sounds good?
Thanks for all your hard work, you guys.
All right, so Drew, I'm going to touch base with you and schedule an appointment for us to go over. We're going to schedule a meeting for Rachel and Sanju for us to go over that details on the
Yep.
quick data entry. And we'll
Mhm.
keep you guys posted.
That's good.
Okay.
Seizing the opportunity, I have you, Allison. I have a special request.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Make it good, Eduardo.
I'd like you guys to try the priority list and the mobile app with your guys again. Please.
Okay.
With
Is
sugar.
that mobile app out with the priority list now?
Yes.
And just to clarify, I think I talked to Rachel, but all I need to do is just update it through the App Store, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Sometimes,
we'll try it.
sometimes it gets a hiccup and it needs a new authorization code, but that's it.
I know how to do that. That's all right. Okay, I'll work
You
on
know,
it. So that I can do.
But we put now, if you go to the list of, the updates, you're gonna see that when you are rescheduling the mirror, you can do Alt this, Alt that for
Yeah.
rescheduling. And on the daily worksheet itself, you can put a column, a first column for the colors, just like you have.
Yeah.
And with the right click, you can change the status for each one, the colors
Okay.
on the daily worksheet.
Okay.
There's very straightforward for you to do
Okay.
either as you are rescheduling mayors. And we are receiving very good input, very good feedback from Cowboys, having the app that you can either do by location or by priority list. Because
Okay.
if this works well, Allison, then I'm going to give you a board, just like the Siemens order board that you enter the code.
Yeah.
So then you're going to have your frozen mayors, your embryo transfer mayors, your recipient mayors, your frozen, your early palpations. So, and then as they go through the stocks, the list gets shorter and shorter. So that thing I see you going with the little sticker to delete the mayors will be gone.
Okay, we might have to finagle that around, but with all the changes, I thought you couldn't make the flush board, so we're good.
Give it a
We'll give
shot.
it a go.
Give it a shot. And
Okay.
I don't know. I'm
Dr. Coy only likes us to use one color pen. Can you imagine if he looks at the daily worksheet and it's got all the colors on it? He's going to lose his mind. But we'll work
No,
on
but
it.
that one is that doesn't affect. I don't think that's going to affect the mayor record.
Okay.
That's going to
Not a
affect
problem.
only the dots
Okay.
and the location map. So you don't have to craft your location map anymore.
Okay. And we've already worked out, we've warmed him up with it with the flush log because they have dots on it now too. So he'll be used to
Okay.
doing it maybe.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
you guys. We'll work on
Thank
it.
you.
Okay. Bye.
Bye, all.
Bye.
Bye.